Welcome to the Jay Franzi Show, your source for the latest news, reviews, and interviews, with insights you can't pay for and stories you've never heard.
Just so I could piss right next to Tom Petty.
Garth turned out to be the most loyal artist of all time.
Smoked weed with Willie.
That was the most surreal, tension moment.
So I knew I already had a strike against me.
Now, here's your host, Jay Franzi and Tiffany Mason.
And we are coming at you live. I am Jay Franzi, and with me tonight, the Diane to my Sam, my beautiful co-host, Miss Tiffany Mason.
Good evening, Jay.
If you are new to the show, this is your source for the latest news, reviews, and interviews. And if you would like to join in, comment, or fire off any questions, please head over to jfranzi.com. All right, my friend, tonight we have a very special guest with us. I said it once, I will say it again. We have a very special guest. We have a country music recording artist hailing from the great state of FLA. We have Miss Josie Sal. Miss Josie, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
It is our pleasure. We cannot thank you enough. You have been here before, so what have you been doing since the last visit?
So much. I have a new producer, Brandon Hood, which I'm super excited because he produces Ty Myers and Rascal Flatts, and I just was scrolling randomly through his website and it was Luke Bryan. I was like, what are we doing here? Oh my God. I didn't even know. I was like, oh my. And it was my favorite song. I was like, that would have been nice if someone would have told me.
It's better that you don't know, trust me.
Right. I probably would have been more nervous, but he's so sweet and everyone we got to work with was the best.
How did you come across Brandon in the first place?
We were working with CrowdSurf, who was helping me out with my social media, and I love Noah Henson so much. He's been my first producer ever, so I haven't really worked with anyone else. Well, I just want to go out and see what else we can make. And Cassie from CrowdSurf called it, and she was like, hey, I got you a meeting with Brandon Hood. And we were walking into the meeting. I was like, he's not going to even he's gonna be yeah, I'm sorry, I don't work with small artists. And I was on my way out and immediately he texted me and he was like, hey, we'd love to work with you in February. I was like, yes. I called everyone on my phone. You probably don't know who he is, but I do, and this is insane. And I was just so excited. I was telling the most random people I've ever met in my life, and I was like, by the way, Brandon Hood. They were like, huh? I was like,
I don't know what that means.
I know, they were just so confused. And I was like, you don't know, but I do. I just wanted to let you know.
All right, you mentioned it a couple of times, so before we pass over, tell us what CrowdSurf is all about.
So CrowdSurf is a social media company. They also do some artist management stuff. The two main owners are Jade and Cassie, and I love them so much. They helped me put out my last two originals, Redneck Weekend and Block Cancel Delete. Jade helped me with my music videos, and they're so helpful. They've done so much.
Again, how do you come across something like that?
We got introduced to them by Jeremy Westby, and he does PR. He works with Scott, and that's how we got introduced. We were like, we're kind of struggling with this social media. Someone help. And he was like, oh, CrowdSurf. We could set up a meeting, and then that meeting led to Brandon Hood, and I don't even know. It's so crazy how this is all happening.
You mentioned Scott, so I don't want to pass over that either. Scott's 2911, the PR firm.
Yeah.
So going through all of these steps and being connected to all of these companies, how does that come about for somebody that's so new in their career?
I mean, this all started from getting into the business and getting serious with it. It all started through a really close family friend's cousin, and then he introduced me to Noah, and then Noah introduced me to, I think it was his old manager, Ryan McMahon, and then Ryan introduced me to all of these companies, and it's kind of just everyone knows someone, and then they trust the person, and that's how we started working with all these people. So it's super cool because my dad will talk to anyone, but I don't think he could have gotten all these connections on our own. So I think it's so cool. And I've kind of realized it's kind of how Nashville works. It's everyone knows someone, or if someone's dad is somebody, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, if we look back at the previous episode when you were on here, we know that your dad is the one who kickstarted everything for you. But your mother plays a big role in your organization. We'll call it at this point. You have an organization. You are actually a corporation at this point. So what role does your mother play?
Mom also does pretty much everything. I think my dad does more of the front stuff, and he will talk to whoever. Yes, that's what dad is good at. Dad can talk to everyone, and mom is more big picture. Mom will do everything behind the scenes, and she always thinks of stuff like how it's going to come out in the end. So that's obviously really helpful. Putting out my songs, mom does a lot of that. She's makes sure everything is in order and what we do at certain times. And she tells dad, and she's like, we need this, this, and this. Then dad goes out and he does it. And I'm like, wow, it's so cool because they're like completely two different people. And so it's so perfect because, wow, I feel like this would take 4 whole bigger teams, but both my parents can do it. So it's so perfect.
So your mother has the long-term vision. That's good.
Yes.
So your dad's involved, your mother's involved, your brother single-handedly grew your social media accounts.
Right. I mean, all of my siblings, they all help a lot. But I think my brother John, I definitely think, hopefully as this grows, he could come along because he actually does more than I'd like to admit. He helps out a lot. He called me the other day and he was like, hey, Josie, I was just talking to this restaurant. I think I may have just gotten you a gig. Just waiting for him to be like, so what do I get? I was like, fine,
20%, that's what he gets.
Right? I was like, we could figure something out. A hug. me not annoying you for a week. We could figure something out.
We can't make that happen.
Probably not.
So I am super intrigued that the fact that you're 14, it really seriously blows my mind. And I don't know how you deal with all of it. So as you're balancing, being a teenager, building your career, what do you think is something that people your age don't understand about your life?
I still have most of my best friends from school. A lot of my friends that I'm still close with are friends that I went to preschool with, and we've just kind of been inseparable. Some of the kids, I will say they've stopped talking to me just because they don't really. It's kind of funny. I was talking to one of my friends, Maddie Pruitt, and we went to go get lunch, and she was like, it's just so weird because some of my friends are just so uninterested, and because all I want to talk about is music and what I'm doing. And it's but they see it as me talking about work. But I feel like none of my friends understand that it is work. They're like, I wish I had your life. Girl, I'm going to meetings on Monday. It's fine. I do school online, but I'm still doing as much as you guys are doing. I just have to cram it into 5 minutes. All day today, I was sending them pictures of the pool, and I was like, semester exams. They were
Nice.
at least I get to do it with a view. That's good enough for me.
What's it like finishing school online?
It's definitely harder than I thought it would be. I just did perfectly fine during COVID. That's why my parents knew I could do online. But I didn't realize that learning, I don't have teachers that I Zoom with, so I'm learning everything from a book. My parents aren't my teachers. I'm my teacher. And so I'm learning everything from a book, and I also don't have that much time to do it because randomly it could just get a call and be like, hey, there's this event that we need you to go to. And then I'm like, that sounds way more fun than school. So obviously.
Right.
But Josie, I'm really proud of you. I mean, that takes a lot of commitment to the fact that you do want to pursue this career, right? The music, you have to eat, sleep, and breathe it to become successful. And you're clearly doing that. So I want to just say, good job. I'm proud of you because you're showing your commitment. You're showing your commitment to the people that are backing you. You're showing your commitment to your mom and dad and your brother. You're doing a good job. So I just want to say I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's not going unseen.
Thank you.
It's got to be tough for anybody, but for somebody, I don't want to keep mentioning your age because I don't think your age really plays into this. I think you're much more mature in your vocal talents. You've got all this talent behind you that a lot of adults don't have. You have something special no matter your age, but it's a business and you have a team of people behind you. And that's something that people much further along in their career still don't have. So do you understand how special that is and how lucky you are and how much faster your career is going just simply because of that?
Yes, definitely. I think it's so crazy how all the stars aligned with everything. But I definitely realized that, like, don't take my parents for granted. All my friends, whenever they're mad at their parents, they call me and I'm like, trust me, my mom is my manager, my principal, my mom, my best friend, all in one. This isn't easy. So, I mean, I just can't take anyone for granted.
So the fact that you're so ambitious and driven, where do you think that comes from?
I don't know. I mean, I've always been somewhat of a performer. My siblings, whenever I was really young, I used to hang out in the dugout. I would always be dancing with my sister. We both were ballerinas. So I was always trying to entertain them because I'm the youngest. So the little piece of the spotlight I was trying to get, I was just like, hey, while we're at this baseball game and nobody even knows where I am, let me try to just dance or sing or something. So as soon as I started doing this, I got like 100 texts from all of my brother's friends. He was like, "We're not shocked at all." And I was like, "Hey, what are you talking about? You could have said something." And they were like, "Yeah, you used to sing all the time and it never sounded bad." I was like, "Come on,
Aw.
vocal lessons, something, guys." And they were like, "It makes sense now. It makes
Have you
sense."
ever taken vocal lessons?
I do now. I started taking them because I didn't want to develop any bad habits. That's definitely scary. And a year ago now, I got nodules, which was even more terrifying because I would hear people say that word and I would be like, that is something I never want to experience ever. And it happened to me, and I had 3 shows back to back. I had to cancel all of them. Biggest nightmare. Never want that to ever happen ever again. But I got over them, so I'm good now. But my vocal coach was like, see, I knew something was wrong. And I was like, no, no, no. So yeah, my vocal coach now is one of my best friends because anything goes wrong, any minor inconvenience, I'm like, someone help. Like, you need to. Like,
Let's go ahead and name the vocal coach.
Hillary Klein Renzi, she has a Higher Voice Studios in Pittsburgh. And she has a TikTok, and it's so cool. She started the TikTok after I was there. And I was like, yes, this hopefully is for me because we don't get to do in-person lessons anymore. So now I'll just be scrolling on TikTok and I'm like, hold on, guys, let me go stalk her whole page real quick, make sure I'm up to date, and then I can go back. I can go back to scrolling. But Hillary's the best. I had to cancel a show probably a month ago because my allergies are so bad. My voice was acting up and I was like, I don't know what is wrong, but you could probably fix it. And my ENT also knows her. He was like, I trust Hillary almost as much as I trust myself. So if you can't get a hold of me, you're better off calling Hillary. And what's wrong? She was like, just cancel it. You don't want to waste your voice. And I was like, okay.
I'll do whatever you say.
I was like, oh, fine.
You definitely want to listen to the experts when it comes to that thing because this is
100%.
your future. You don't want to mess with
Yep.
your future.
My child. My voice can't ever, nothing can ever go wrong.
Speaking of working with a vocal coach, do you think that you're kind of coming into your own? What do you think you're doing that is like, oh, this is Josie?
I think even up to a year ago, I was more trying to be Lainey Wilson than I really knew. Because also, like, no one in my family's a musician, so I didn't really, other than my vocal coach telling me, Josie, you're not Lainey. Other than that, it was like me. I was like, I'm going to do everything she does. I got the bell bottoms. I got it all. Lainey Wilson, I'm your twin. This is great. And I think probably like end of last year, beginning of this year, wow, this is not Lainey Wilson, and I kind of love it. Josie Sal is starting to be Josie Sal. This is fun. And even she says it now, too. She's like, no, this is definitely Josie. It's not anyone else. So I think it just kind of took me realizing that there already is a Lainey Wilson. And I was like, honestly, though, am I really like Lainey Wilson? No, I was like, this is kind of more me. I put some rock, some...
Well, go ahead and describe what you are to us now.
I think now I'm more of a classic country rock and roll, classic rock kind of mix. I try to throw pop in there every once in a while because gotta keep up with the trends. So I'm like, oh, I kind of like the way it sounds. I think right now I'm more of a classic country, classic rock, and my new songs coming out are definitely leaning more classic country. So I'm super excited for that.
Do you think your mom and your dad and your siblings would agree with that?
Oh, definitely. And even my brother, like, he listens to all the music and he was like, oh, this is sounding more of what fits you. And it's definitely classic country.
Well, on that note, let's go ahead and start discussing that. So you start meeting with Brandon. What's the next step after the meetings, and where are you in the process?
Yep. So we recorded all of the instruments and all the music. And that was so cool. Again, didn't really know and look up any of the musicians. Thank you to myself for not doing that.
Did you do it after?
Yes, I did in fact do it after.
All right,
because
so let's discuss who they are.
Yep. So they also all played for the Union. So I thought, okay, I don't really know what that means. I was like, a musician in Nashville is probably a very, very good musician. And my dad was talking to me after, and he was like, hey, did you know this person played on Taylor Swift's first album? Hey, did you know this person just currently played with Oh My, Oh My? And it was one of those things where I was just like, hey, you know, I worked really hard to get here, but I was also like, did I work hard enough? I was like, I know this is definitely where I want to be, but should I be here now? Is this real? And every once in a while I'd be like, Dad, hit me, like someone, like make sure I'm awake right now.
So
but
throw some names at us.
So cool. Ooh, last names are gonna now play with me. See.
Oh, the pressure. Put you on the spot.
You didn't memorize everybody's name?
Call Dad. Dad would be like, so, Charlie.
Charlie Judge.
Yes. Whoa.
On Taylor Swift's project.
Okay, wait, how did you know this?
It's Jay Franzi.
He is awesome.
Yes. And then he was the one who was talking to me the most. I could see this in a Barbie sequel, and I was like, oh my gosh.
And Charlie was on the show, now that I think about it.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't even
He's
make
so
that
sweet.
connection.
He's so sweet. It was so funny because I knew they were all like, they've played with big people. But it was so funny because my dad brought in like brownies from like, I think he's an insurance agent. So his customer gave him like a big like bucket of like brownies. And we were in the studio and I was shaking because I can't say one wrong thing. If I say something and it sounds dumb, like, oh my gosh, my life is going to be over. And Brandon walked in and was like, have you guys tried those brownies? They're normal people. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm okay. So crazy. And my dad was talking to him like he was just his normal best friend. And then after I started looking them up, I was like, whoa.
Now, how did that differ from working with your previous producer?
So with Noah, he was on the road all the time. So I didn't get to actually play with a live band. So we'd go in and I would cut my vocals. And then the one time that I got to be part of it was him. And I think it was just him and whenever he would like play the drums and stuff like that. And so it was kind of just me and him the whole time. Be like, hey, Lester Stell played drums for you. And I was like, that's so cool. Like, I would still tell everyone about it. But I think this time it was just so cool being in the room. Like, I was singing in a booth through a window, looking at them play. And I was like, whoa, this is what I see in movies. This is definitely
Do you know
great.
what studio it was?
Phoenix Studios.
All right.
That's where Brandon does most of his stuff.
So it's a big commercial facility. And like you said, you're in your own vocal booth. Did they have the traditional 8 musicians in the room?
I'm pretty sure it was all 8 of them in the room, and then I was in my booth, and then Brandon was also in his own little booth.
I'm sure they separated some of the musicians, but I mean, the simple fact that they all play live is what impresses me most about the Nashville recording system. Mm-hmm. But they all play live at the same time, where in other states or other major music meccas, they layer instrumentation versus play it all at one time.
Right. I think it was so cool too, because I feel like with Noah, I definitely had say in everything that went with the music, and he was like, "How do you like this and how do you like that?" But I think with this, it was so cool because we all got to feed off of each other, and that's how I like work best with writing my music, everything. I'm just like, I feed off of ideas. So it was super cool because now, like, someone who probably helped design and like think of everything for Taylor Swift's album is like now doing it with me. So I think it's super cool how we could all just be like, I like this, and then he would try it, and then Brandon would be like, that I never would hear it ever again. And then I'd be like, wait, I kind of like this. So it was so cool. And my dad thought it was so funny how we would all banter and be like, that sucks. And no one would get their feelings hurt. Dad was like, if you would have said that with anyone else, they would be jaw dropped. And I was like, no, Dad, it's just music. Like,
Well, those musicians, they're the best of the best. They've played on every record under the sun.
Yep.
There's no denying that they are good. You can tell
I know,
them they
even the
suck
bad
all day
stuff.
long.
Even the bad stuff sounded like anyone could have taken it and made top on all charts. It was just insane.
When do you go in and actually record your final vocal?
I just recorded my final vocals 2 weeks ago. Whenever I was in Nashville last, that was so cool. It was just me and Brandon. I was not expecting to be complimented at all, not even a little bit. And he was complimenting me, and I was just debating the whole time if he was like being nice or if it was real. And then he was like, by the way, I'm not just saying that to say that. And I was like, yes. I was like, wow,
it is
guys.
his job, but no, absolutely not.
Right. I was like, he was like, good. 4 more. I was like, okay.
I can do it.
It's like, okay.
Well, that's a good point too. Did you sing them through the entirety of the song and then go back? Is that how you did it?
That's how I like to do it. Whenever I used to do it with Noah, we would do it verse, second verse, chorus, bridge. And then I kind of realized, I was like, I work better doing it through the whole song. So then I started doing that with Noah. And that's what I did with Brandon. So we just did full song like 100 times and then went on to the next one.
Right. That's my favorite way of doing it for sure, is because you get the full emotion and it's like you're performing it live. You get that feeling, and it's not hard for you to go through and sing the whole song. You're not focusing on a mistake. And then if there is a mistake, one of the other 100 times, you probably didn't make this mistake in the same spot. So we can go ahead and comp them together.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite way of doing it.
Your preferred method?
Yes.
Nice.
Josie, with Brandon giving you all of the compliments and the other musicians, also praising you. First of all, how do you stay humble? But also, you've had a lot of interactions with like A-list artists. So have they given you any advice on just how to stay humble?
Yeah, I think Lainey and Jelly, they always...
Oh, you're on first name basis with them, Lainey and Jelly. Got it. Okay, yeah.
Lainey Wilson and Jelly Roll.
No, Lainey and Jelly.
Name. Mr. Roll.
Well, right. I think it's so easy for someone to be like, oh, like, stay humble. It's way easier said. All my siblings, they keep me grounded. I think more of what gets me is just that I'm like, this is so weird because people actually want to come meet me and like know me. And Lainey Wilson, I think what I learned most from them was just how they were so like amazing with all their fans. It's so easy at shows to be like everywhere, but they just like locked eye contact with whoever they were talking to and just stayed focused on them like the whole conversation. I think that's most what I've kind of taken away from the situation, is just to focus in on the person and not be everywhere.
Just really be present with the person that you're with at the moment.
And it's so easy to do, especially like in the studio. 4 people are talking to you at once, but it's crazy. I don't even know anymore. I think I like blacked out mid-session and just wasn't there for the rest of the time. People will be like, do you remember? I was like, not at all. Not even a little bit. Nope. I don't even know if I was there fully. But it's like I was in the room.
I mean, I hear the recording, but out of body experience.
I was singing, but I don't know where I actually was.
To follow up on what Miss Tiffany was just saying, have you caught yourself having a moment where you thought you might be getting a little bit too big for your britches?
Definitely. Or if it's kind of just, I'll be talking to someone and I obviously this is kind of crazy to say, but I hate talking about like myself and what I've done, especially if it's to my friends or my family or someone that I just met. They'll be asking me questions. I'll be saying things. That's kind of where I'm be like, huh, that feels really crazy to say. Or it's like, who have you opened for? And I keep spitting out these names. And I'm like, whoa, calm down, Josie. Remember who you are for a second and run it back.
Hey, a fact is a fact. There's nothing wrong with stating facts. It's just those moments where you might be thinking, "Ooh, yeah, I might."
Yeah,
need to slow
sometimes
down.
I'm like, calm down. Sometimes I just gotta remind myself. I'm like,
live in it, take it all in, and just enjoy it.
In the same breath, though, how great does it feel to be with your peeps, Jelly and Lainey?
That's Mr. Roll to you.
Yeah, Mr. Roll to me. To be kind of famous for a minute.
yeah, it's definitely so fun whenever I get in the room with a musician and we're just like spitting off like stories. And they're like, have you met this person? And I'm like, wait, I have, but this. And then I'm like, whoa, okay, this is normal for some people. And in Nashville, it's normal for like a whole lot of the people. And then it's like, oh, did you know my dad is so-and-so? And I'm like, pause. Can we talk about that for a second? Because they're talking about like anyone on the earth. And then I'm like, yeah, no, I agree. And then they'll be like, so my dad, I'm like, who's your dad?
Who's your daddy?
I'm like, your dad is who? And then I'm just so confused. But yeah, no, it's so cool to talk to other musicians and it's so normal for them to like spit off random names. So I'm like, yeah.
So I'm just kind of curious, junior artists, I would assume this means younger artists, or does it mean artists that are young in their career? Like they've maybe only been doing it a couple of years. Can you clarify that for me? And then what was that experience like?
Yep, the category was 18 and under, so it was like all kids. And I think it was really cool because obviously there's not a lot of like young artists, especially in country music. It's kind of weird because at my age, I think some of us don't know if it should be competitive or not. I personally think that we all could make it at the same time, but I think it's kind of harder for me to make friends with musicians my age because they're like, whoa, what if you make it before me? That's kind of...
And then you help each other.
Yeah, but I've also made a lot of friends like Maddie Pruitt and Haley Isabel. We're all like, okay, so who's taking each other to the top? Like, if you make it first, let me open for you. If I make it, like, you guys are coming with me. So I think it's kind of just finding who's not scared of you beating them to the top.
Right. Collaboration over competition.
Right. That's what I think, but apparently not all people think that way.
You're on the right track, Josie.
Thank you.
So with all these meetings and all these people you're getting to hang around with and work with and talk to, what's the wildest thing you've seen so far?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're hearing it here first, folks.
I'm like,
Mom,
Spill the
close
tea.
your ears for a minute.
Come on.
I know, I'm trying to think. Well, okay, maybe it would have been crazy to me like 2 years ago, and now it's just like a couple weeks ago, I was walking in the Gulch on my morning walk with my dog, and I was like, what is this line for? I was like, but it's Nashville. And there was like all of these guys in their cowboy hats, their cowboy boots, and their jeans, and there were some girls. What's going on? And then I realized it was at a flower shop, and I was like, oh, Ella Langley must be here. Just casually, I was like, Ella Langley's probably in there, and people are just here to meet her. And then I like got upstairs, and I was like, huh, the fact that I just passed that and was just like, oh, Ella Langley's probably there, and kept walking.
And I just kept going.
Crazy. And I was like, I mean, it's Nashville, so, Megan Maroney's probably down the street, and Morgan Wallen's probably a block other way. So I was like, it's normal. But my friends were like, that's not normal. So maybe that's like the craziest thing recently that I've gotten used to is just famous people being around.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Gulch. Is that the area that you stay in when you're in Nashville?
It is. Yep, the Gulch is the place, and I've met like so many artists down there. I was walking into the turnip truck in the Gulch. And
are you writing a country song, Josie?
I know, right? And Danae Hayes was just with her little shopping cart talking to some random lady. And this lady was talking to her, had no idea who she was. And I was like, this lady has no idea that she's talking to someone who just played at the Grand Ole Opry last week. And that's hilarious.
That's the way it should be.
Right? And I was just like, huh, isn't that something? I was just standing there.
Well, speaking of crazy things happening, have you been spotted? Have people come up to you and been like, are you Josie Sal?
I have. And it's so crazy to me. People will recognize me and I'll be with my friends. We'll be at the mall and they'll be like, oh my gosh, Josie Sal. And I got recognized with my guy best friend, Ryan. And he's also like one of my biggest fans. And I got recognized with him and they were like, can you take our picture? And after he like called one of his friends and he was like, you'll never believe it. We were at the mall and I had to take her picture for someone else. But yeah, it's super cool. It's also crazy because I'm like, I will just be out and about and I was in a Santa suit one time, just trying to embarrass my brother. And I was picking him up for the airport with my mom and I was like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna wear this Santa suit. And then they made me run into Publix. And somebody was like, oh my gosh, are you Josie Sal? Ha ha ha. Or should I say Santa? And I was like, walk away, please. Please just turn around and walk away. Santa. I was like, oh, we got a picture. That picture's probably somewhere. I don't really ever want to see it, but
it kind of blew up in your face, right? You were trying
but somebody has it. Right. I was like, so note to self, don't do that in public anymore. Like,
no, you had a whole new level, girl. You can't be doing that.
I know, right? Now that was my own fault. I was like, shouldn't have ever done that, but it's okay.
So what's next, my friend? What are you hoping to accomplish next?
Well, I'm releasing my song called Another Gun in like the next month or two. So releasing as much music as I can, just trying to get it out in the world. I want to hopefully go on like a bigger tour, whether it's opening for someone or for some random reason if I blow up, hopefully my own tour, like headlining.
Would you want to headline before going on a major tour as an opener?
I think I kind of want to go on a tour opening first. I think that would be super cool.
I would think you'd want to do that just to get the experience.
Right, to get the experience. And I also think just to meet more people. I feel like that's the best way to network than for my own tour. So I think I'd want to open for someone before my headline.
Absolutely.
I think that's a smarter move.
And I can get new fans in the States that hopefully one day I'll hit. So it's like perfect. I'm like, hey, if you like my music, I may be back here soon.
You like me as an opener, watch out for me as a headliner.
Right, I'm like, hey, might be back, buy the tickets.
Keep the ticket stub.
Right, that's my new thing. I'm like, gotta pay my dad back at some point. So if you guys could please.
Well, as you mentioned, connecting with these people and developing your audience, how do you do that? What's your strategy when it comes to gaining new followers?
Right now it's been social media and just playing shows out, or my dad. To be honest, I get videos of my dad walking up to random groups of people he's never seen or met in his entire life. And he's just like, hey, do you like country music? My daughter's a country singer. Here's her business card. And then I'll get follows and DMs. And someone was like, hey, I followed you on Instagram and your dad bought us a pizza. Like, thank you. And I was like, what an interesting way of getting your daughter out there. But works for me. It works.
We'll do anything for our kids.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Dad's just out there now.
Dang, I followed you for free. Wait a minute. What is that pizza?
I unfollow and just go around Dad and be like, never heard of Josie Sal.
Give me a pizza.
Are you attending any of the songwriter festivals?
I am. I'm doing Key West Songwriters Festival, which...
Okay. When is that?
It's April 29th.
Okay, so it's coming up.
That's the big one.
Yes, I'm super excited for that one because I know it takes some people years to get in.
Do you know Presley Tennant?
I do. I love Presley. I'm going to watch her. I texted her and I was like, hey, I'm going to try to come to your show. I really want to see it. She's amazing. She wrote Country Gold with me.
Oh,
Yeah, she's awesome.
Very cool.
She's been on the show, but I know she goes down to the festival all the time.
Yeah, and her vocals are insane. I remember writing Country Gold and she was like, do you think you could hit this note? And I was like, do I think I can? No. Will I try anyways? Of course. And I tried and I can do it. And I put it in the song. And now every time I go to play, I look at my guitar player, Chris, and he's like, I'm like, start praying. Start praying for me now.
Damn you, Presley.
I know. I'm like, at 2 a.m., that was such a bad decision of you. We were like getting done at 2 o'clock in the morning. And she was like, oh, for a melody, I think this run would be really cool. And I was like, yeah, very cool. I love that. And she's actually an icon. She's so good.
She is awesome. Do you have plans on being down at CMA Fest?
I do. I think I have some shows booked around CMA Fest too.
Nice. So your dad can catch up with us and get us a pizza.
Of course, I'll be like, hey, Dad.
I mean, we want to see you too. We want to see you too.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine
Right.
too. I will be there with Dad probably. I mean, Dad went to the CRS week and was just networking all by himself. I was at home trying to finish my semester out. Clearly it got delayed because I'm still doing it. But he was he was out there all by himself and he was like, hey, throw on a pair of jeans, put on a sweatshirt. I don't care. Just come down here. I walked in, saw Warren Zeiders, and I was like, what's going on? Kept walking, and Dad was like, this is Frank Bell. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, wow, how does this man do this? So just casually walking up to people.
Like I said before, having parents like you do is a very special thing. Don't ever take that for granted because there's a lot of parents out there that, first of all, wouldn't even know how to do this stuff. But
Right.
second of all, wouldn't do it even if they did know how.
Or with the wrong intentions.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely. Someone came up to me, they were probably my age, maybe like a little older, and they were like, how did you get your parents to do this? They were like, my parents won't let me do it at all. And I was like, well, my parents, they will chase any dream that we possibly ever had. I know my brothers, they were in baseball and lacrosse, and my parents were like, we'll do this for as long as you want to do it for. If you ever want to quit, if it ever gets too much, we'll take you back and do. You can figure out something else that you want to do. They were like, whatever you want to do, we'll do it as much as we can. And if you want to ever stop, you can. And then he was like, I just can't figure out why my parents don't want to do it. And I was like, well, people think of the music business as a scary place to be, especially for someone young. I was like, with everything that people are, all the stories that people know too, I was like, that's your parents are probably just trying to protect you. It's like mine, on the other hand, my dad has never left my side ever, and he's also not scared to take me into this business. So I was like, that's just how my parents are here. But I was like, they're not leaving me in a room with anybody alone. My dad's like, so
Smart man.
yes, very. And at first I was like, come on, I'll be fine. But no, I actually love having them around everywhere. Don't tell them.
We won't tell.
That. Don't tell them I said that.
Girl, I know at your age, you don't want them knowing that.
No, I actually
I won't tell
them,
for
which is
2 pizzas.
crazy. You're like, I'll keep your secret. No, Mom definitely knows. Mom's always been my best friend. I've always loved keeping her places. I was at
Keeping her
saw
places.
my friend.
Keep her in the
I was
closet.
Keep her in my purse, in my pocket.
Right. I was out with my friend and I texted her and I was like, I miss you. And she's like, it's been 20 minutes. Like, you're fine. And I was like, but it's such a scary place out here without you.
I'm sure she loves getting that text.
That's all we
She
hope
was like,
for
I
out of
miss you at
kids.
home too. So I was like, okay, you love me too. That's great.
We'll be at CMA Fest. We hope to see you there. It'll
Perfect.
be fun. And we
Yes.
can't wait for you to come back with some more news in the future. But
I'll
for
try
right
to-
now,
Try to whip up a crazy story about the time
yeah. Like,
we come back.
Let's make something happen.
I'll make sure something
Make
crazy
something
happens.
up. Just fabricate something, would
I
you?
will. Next time I'll be like, guess what? I hopefully sang with Zach Top. Like something. Let me
See, now that would
let
be
me start
good.
thinking. I'll make it happen. I'll be like, crazy story.
I lit his tour bus on fire. It was a prank, but you should have seen it.
Well, I'll think of something.
There you go. All right, folks, we have done it. We have reached the top of the hour, which does mean we have reached the end of the show. If you've enjoyed the show, please tell a friend. And Miss Tiffany, if you have not,
Tell two.
you can also reach out to the two of us. And in this particular case, you can reach out to all three of us over at jfrenzy.com. We will keep this or any other conversation going for that matter. Miss Josie, my friend, we cannot thank you enough for being here tonight. We truly do appreciate it, and we would like to leave the final words to you.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me. Stream my music, please. Everything is Josie Sal, but thank you so much for having me.
It is our pleasure. And on that note, folks, have a good night.
This episode has been brought to you by VR Knives, your source for 100% custom knives made by a true rock star. So, if you're in the market for a new piece of art, reach out to VR Knives. 407-421-5528. 407-421-5528.